I am continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a bit as I move along. We are continuing in Jeremiah. This will be chapter 16. Utter ruin of the Jews foreseen. Israel rejected and scattered for serving false gods. Fishers and hunters shall gather them again, and they shall serve the Lord. Gospel to be restored for last time. The word of the Lord came also unto me, saying, Thou shalt not take thee a wife, neither shalt thou have sons nor daughters in this place. For thus saith the Lord concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning their mothers that bear them, and concerning their fathers that beget them in this land. And they shall die grievous deaths, they shall not be lamented, neither shall they be burned, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth. And they shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth. For thus saith the Lord, Enter not into the house of mourning, neither go to lament, nor bemoan them. For I have taken away my peace from this people, saith the Lord, even loving kindness and mercies. Both the great and the small shall die in this land. They shall not be buried, neither shall men lament for them, nor cut themselves, nor make themselves bald for them. Neither shall men tear themselves for them in mourning, to comfort them for the dead. Neither shall men give them the cup of consolation to drink for their father or for their mother. Thou shalt not also go into the house of feasting, to sit with them, to eat and to drink. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will cause to cease out of this place in your eyes, and in your days, the voice of mirth, and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom, and the voice of the bride. So this is where people get the idea that Jeremiah was never married, because it says in verse 2, Take thou not thee a wife. Thou shalt not take a wife. But Jeremiah, this was probably, again, during the time of Jehoiakim. This may have been even during the time of Zedekiah. But this isn't a command to Jeremiah never to marry, but just not to marry at this time. Don't take yourself a wife now, because the destruction, this actually most likely is during, well, it could be during Jehoiakim, because we have the second captivity coming at the end of Jehoiakim's reign. Could be during the reign of Zedekiah, where you have the destruction of Jerusalem, most likely at that time, because you have the greatest destruction then. But he's saying, don't do that now. Don't take a wife. He said, don't take a wife now. Was Jeremiah never married? Or is he just being said, don't take any new wives? Because remember, back then, men had multiple wives. It was not uncommon. Many men had multiple wives. Many prophets had multiple wives. So he likely was already married. And at this time, if this is during Jehoiakim's reign, then we're talking, he's probably in his 40s. That would be a time where a lot of men would be taking an additional wife. So I don't think this can really be used to say conclusively that Jeremiah was never married. And as we know, the gospel requires marriage for the highest glory. We can assume that Jeremiah was married, and that this is God saying, don't take any new wives. Other than that, this is just it's a description of the destruction again, and I don't think we need to say much more about that. Verse 10. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt shew this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee, Wherefore hath the Lord pronounced all this great evil against us? Or what is our iniquity? Or what is our sin that we have committed against the Lord our God? Then shalt thou say unto them, Because your fathers have forsaken me, saith the Lord, and have walked after other gods, and have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law. And ye have done worse than your fathers, for behold, ye walk every one after the imagination of his evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me. Therefore will I cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not, neither nor your fathers. And there shall ye serve other gods day and night, where I will not shew you favor. So this is the scattering. If people ask you why it's going to happen, just tell them. Idolatry is throughout the land. Your father started this, you continued it, so we're going to kick you out of my land where you can go and worship these false gods in other lands. This is the scattering of Israel. So we have the destruction of Jerusalem, now we have the scattering of Israel. So now let us continue verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days cometh, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, The Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain, and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks. For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, Surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Shall a man make gods unto himself, and they are no gods? Therefore, behold, I will this once cause them to know. I will cause them to know mine hand and my might, and they shall know that my name is the Lord. Fishers and hunters. This is the final restoration, the last time that God will restore his gospel and gather Israel. And it will no more be said, when Israel came out of Egypt, all the people around them heard the story, and they feared Israel. And it became a saying throughout all the land of the Middle East that Israel's God brought them out of Egypt. But that will be forgotten in the last days, because God will do a new work. God will do a new miracle and gather Israel from around the world and bring them back. It will no more be said, this is the God that brought Israel out of Egypt, but this is the God that brought Israel from the north and from all the lands. And how will he do it? He will do it through the missionaries, at least initially. He will send the fishers and the hunters of men, and they will gather Israel. In other words, we are taking part in this great miracle. We leave that here, and we will pick this up in the next one.